So Doom Eternal is out, and Lloyd and I have both played it, and we decided to do a very quick, I promise, very quick first impressions where we just kind of talk about our ground level thoughts. So Lloyd, about how far into the game are you?
I'm, I think halfway through the second level. I've played the first level, and then I went back through the first level with the cheats enabled just to get the last of the secrets that I didn't get, just to see how that system works. So not very far, but just having a blast.
So when you say the second level, is there snow?
The second level is, I can't remember what it's called. It's the one where you get the plasma rifle.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm quite a bit further than you are in the game, but that's okay. We're just going to be very, very general and really no spoilers. So first off, presentation. I have to say that this is one of the most gorgeous games. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's also one of the most gorgeous games I have ever played in my life. Would you agree with that?
The character models, the environments, like everything is so fluid and so just amazingly detailed. I'm quite blown away how good it looks on Google Stadia.
And speaking of blown away, I have to mention the way that the demons fly apart and like pieces of them come off, like big chunks of flesh pop off when you shoot them. First off, gross, but oh my god, that is so cool. It's like a health bar essentially. Have you really enjoyed that as well?
Yeah, like there's the big meaty dudes that are running around, and you shoot them and they just get like just chunks of them just fly out, and it's just, yeah, it's so satisfying when you're doing that to the soldiers. And yeah, it's like you said, it's exactly like a health bar, because you hit them a certain number of times, they start flashing, you do your glory kill to get your health, but you can kind of figure out whereabouts they are. So you can whittle one guy down and then go to some other guy, destroy him, and then turn around, one shot, and then glory kill. It's just super, super satisfying.
Yeah, and if you missed out on Doom 2016, I suppose we should probably explain very quickly what glory kills are. Basically, you get the enemy down to low hit points, and then you can go in for a melee attack. And the reason why you want to do this is because you get lots of health by doing this. In fact, the less health that you have, the more health that the enemy will give you when you do a glory kill. And that's really cool, because it kind of forces you into playing extremely aggressively, whereas I am not a person who would normally play a game that aggressively. I kind of stand away and kind of duck behind cover and pop up and shoot. I don't get super aggressive, and this makes me get aggressive, which makes it a completely different kind of game for me.
1000%. Like that was the biggest thing with Doom 2016 is I'm used to Halo, and I'm used to like Gears of War, where you're hiding until your shield replenishes, or you're going behind cover until you get some of your health back. This game isn't that. You might have 3 health, but the only way to get more health is to shoot a guy in the face from super close and then do a glory kill to get some of that health back. It's essentially, it's not so much a shooter as it is kind of like an arcade game where you're trying to avoid the bullets, almost like a shoot 'em up type thing. Like it brings me some of those feelings from playing in the arcade, because you're not hiding, you're aggressive, you're in people's face, and you're trying to get as many glory kills for either health. You're using your chainsaw to get ammo. You're using your little flamethrower to get shields. It's just, you're always right there on the enemies. Even if you have 2 health, it doesn't matter. You have to do that to continue on with the game.
So what level or what difficulty level are you playing on?
I'm playing on whatever the default was. So I think it's like the second or third one. I can't remember what the default was.
So the second one is called Hurt Me Plenty, and then the one I'm playing. Yeah, okay. Hurt Me Plenty is the one I'm playing on too. How do you feel it scale? Like, how do you feel the difficulty is for you so far playing on the Hurt Me Plenty level?
I find that it's tough until you started unlocking some of the runes and things like that. Like I unlocked the there's a rune, what is it called? a saving throw where you basically you die and then the screen gets red and it gets into slow motion, and then you can do some damage and do a glory kill before you fall down. The game also has extra lives, so I'm trying to like save up all my extra lives for like really hard areas. But yeah, it is tough until you start unlocking some of the things at the end of the first level and then into the second level where I am. I'm finding that I'm going through without too many problems now.
Did you turn off smooth? Oh, well, actually, are you playing with a controller or mouse and keyboard?
Playing with a controller.
Okay. Did you turn off smoothing?
I turned down smoothing. I didn't turn it off. I think I dropped it down to 50%, and that's for control smoothing. I find that a lot of people are talking about the controls and the sensitivity, and I left it at default, like whatever it was when I first turned it on. But I did have to turn the smoothing down a little bit just to make it, I don't know, less. I don't know. It almost felt like you're moving through water when the smoothing's on. But when you turn it off, it's more like you're playing with a mouse, I find.
Right. I messed with the sensitivity. Like I did a live stream of my first playing of it. You guys can see that on our channel. But I played with, and I kept changing the sensitivity. I couldn't quite get it right. And finally I said, screw it. I'm going to just set it back to default and get used to it, because this is such a fast-paced game. And I've been playing much slower paced games, so it's very like when I start playing, I feel like I need a little ramp up time to get used to playing it again, even though I've been playing it kind of on and off all day.
Sure.
Turning the smoothing off was a game changer for me, because that's when I started being able to hit the things that I meant to shoot. And with it turned on, I felt like I was missing all the time. So if you're struggling with it, I would recommend try turning off the smoothing, or at least turning it down, and see if that fixes anything. I'm not talking to Lloyd. I'm talking to the dear viewer / listener that's hearing this right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw part of your live stream, and I'm like, oh boy, Bill's messing with the sensitivity so much. So it's like, okay, I'm going to try to do what the game intended. So I'm going to use whatever the base settings are, see if it's weird to me, and then I'll mess with it maybe down the road. And I found that the controller sensitivity is perfect. But yeah, turning the look smoothing, I think, starts at 90%, and I've moved it down to 50. After talking to you here, maybe I'll drop it down to 0 and see what happens. But yeah, that was something that took a little getting used to. How good is the music in this game, man?
Oh my god, it is and I'm not really a heavy metal guy. But one of the things about Doom 2016 that I adored was when you are playing that game and the music gets going, it is the perfect soundtrack for this game. And it could not be any better, is what I thought in 2016. And now playing this 4 years later, I'm like, oh, good God, how did they do it better? And they did.
It just ups the adrenaline that you feel. Like it brings me back to when I first played the original Doom, and you're going through like E1 M1, and it's like dun 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 dun, and I'm like, oh my god, this music is amazing. It wasn't compared to this. This music is just like injected directly into my brainstem. Like it is so fantastic, and like you said, it gets you going. Like when you have demons all around you, and there's the walker guys and the guys with the revenants with the missiles, and the music just ramps up. It's like, okay, I'm in for a fight, and it kind of lets you know what's coming, which is a really good way to kind of inform sort of the action that's going to happen, because the game moves so fast you might not realize that there's 80 demons waiting for you.
Not only that, but it also gives you context, because as you get lower and lower in health, and I don't know if you've noticed this or not, the music gets quieter and quieter, and it's this weird thing where the music will start to get quiet, and I'm like, oh no, I need to do something, because I'm going to die soon. It's incredible. What I've played so far is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to play more. I've been playing it on and off for the past 2 days. I've been kind of swapping back and forth between Doom and Animal Crossing. We'll talk about Animal Crossing some other time, obviously.
Sure.
What's your last thoughts on this before we get out of here?
I just gotta say, like, besides the music, the sound design is awesome. The little pink that you get when you're almost out of ammo is just, it's key, because you don't have to look at your ammo anymore. You just listen for that cue. And my favorite part of the game is when you glory kill a Cacodemon and you hear that little pop as you pull out his eyeball. That makes me smile every single time.
It is so like when it happened on my live stream, I audibly giggled at that sound. It was so great. And if you don't know what sound we're talking about, then you gotta get Doom. Look forward to us doing a full review once we have finished the game. And I'm sure that we'll talk about it in the weeks to come. But what I feel like this game so far is it's a home run.
100%. And there's so much more to this game than 2016. There's milestones, there's unlockables, there's cosmetics, there's going to be so much stuff to talk about in the coming months as they start adding campaigns and other things, because they're adding almost like a Fortnite thing where you gain level. It's almost like a season pass, but you gain levels as you do, and you get XP. So they're going to keep adding content to this game, and this is something that I'm sure we're going to be talking about and playing on Stadia for months to come.
So if you want to hear us talk about it, make sure you subscribe, click the like button, all that stuff. And if you're just listening to this on the audio podcast, then go to the YouTube page and subscribe. What are you doing?